Darkness was, I look upon the light. Father, our eyes are opening at last. The holy world awaits us as our sight is finally restored and we can see. We thought we suffered, but we had forgot the Son whom you created. And now we see that darkness is our own imagining. The light is there for us to look upon. Christ's vision changes darkness into light, for fear must disappear when love has come. Let me forgive your holy world today, that I may look upon its holiness, understand, but reflects my own. Our love awaits us as we go to him, and walks beside us, showing us the way. Fails in nothing, he the end we seek, and he the means by which we go to him. Where darkness was, I look upon the light. Father, our eyes are opening at last. Where darkness was, I look upon the light. Father, our eyes are opening at last. Where darkness was, I look upon the light. Lesson 302. Here we go. Where darkness was, I look upon the light. This is, kind of echoes, actually in the manual for teachers, Jesus says, has this passage about the ego. I think it's the ego dash the miracle. What is the ego? It's nothing, right? It's what is darkness but the absence of light. Right? Where darkness was, I look upon the light. You have to read that section, in relationship to this section. But, this is nothing new for the Course. The Course has been saying this over and over again, which is that ego is nothing, the separation is nothing, the darkness is nothing. It's just something we made up, and we don't have to live by it, right? It's obviously there in our world, in the world that we see, right? But that does not have to affect us. It does not have to bring us into the pain and the suffering. But let's read this and then we'll talk more about it. Paragraph 1. Father, our eyes are opening at last. Your holy world awaits us as our sight is finally restored and we can see. We thought we suffered, but we had forgot the Son whom you created. Now we see that darkness is our own imagining and light is there for us to look upon. Christ's vision changes darkness into light, for fear must disappear when love has come. Let me forgive your holy world today, that I may look upon its holiness and understand it but reflects my own. Paragraph 2. Our love awaits us as we go to him and walks beside us, showing us the way. He fails in nothing. He the end we seek, and he the means by which we go to him. All right, go a little slower. Third time's the charm. Go through it one more time here. Where darkness was, I look upon the light. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff about seeing and hearing in the Course, right? But if there's one sense that gets the most attention, it's seeing, right? Vision. So let's see how that plays out. No pun intended in this lesson. Paragraph 1. Father, our eyes are opening at last. Your holy world. This and Jesus keeps mentioning the holy world, right? Sometimes we talk about the holy word. That's maybe more biblical. And Jesus does say holy word in the Course as well, but recently he's been emphasizing this holy world idea. Your holy world awaits us as our sight is finally restored and we can see. We thought we suffered, but we had forgot the Son whom you created. By the way, there's a lot of songs, like Amazing Grace. I once was blind, but now I see, right? This idea of seeing and being blind, but then you have sight, and your eyes are open and you're awake. This is kind of common Christian spiritual parlance that goes back to the Bible, and Jesus opening the eyes of the blind. We thought we suffered, but we had forgot the Son whom you created. Right? So suffering has never been real. Right? Suffering is an illusion. It's part of the illusion of separation. Separation is defined by suffering. There has to be suffering if there is separation. Right? Separation means that I feel myself to be alone, lacking. There are others that don't necessarily share my interest in love and and joy, and they seem to want to take it away from me. And this is endemic to suffering, but it does not have to be. Right? If we have the Course, Jesus tells us you do not have to suffer. You do not have to follow your ego. You do not have to believe the illusion. We thought we suffered, but we had forgot the Son whom you created. Right? The Son is all of us. Now we see, and the Son is love, just as our Creator is love. Love and only love, right? God is but love. God is only love, and therefore so am I. And who am I, or what am I? I am God's Son. And God's Son cannot suffer. Now we see that darkness is our own imagining, right? Something we made up, and light is there for us to look upon, right? And it's always been there. It's never changed. Christ's vision changes darkness into light, for fear must disappear when love has come. Let me forgive your holy world today. Again, the holy world and forgiving the holy world. That I may look upon its holiness and understand it but reflects my own. Right? So in a way, this is saying this world is holy because love is everywhere, right? If we only had eyes to see it. But we have been focusing on the darkness. We've been focusing on the separation. We've been focusing on the split. We've been focusing on the dividedness of it rather than the oneness. So let me forgive my own sense of, my own seeing, my own vision that has looked upon this as problematic and has suffered as a result. But let me rather see it in the light of love, in the light of Christ's vision. Let me forgive your holy world today, that I may look upon its holiness and understand it but reflects my own. Right? So the world is holy. I am holy because I am wholly lovable and I am wholly loving. Right? That's what I am, right? That's what you are. That's what we all are. But when we forget that, then we suffer. And this Course is just a reminder. This Course is just to say, you've been living in the dark for a long time, but here's the light. Here you go. Here's the truth, right? You do not have to live in the dark anymore. You do not have to suffer anymore. All you need to do is open your eyes. And what is opening your eyes? But seeing through the eyes of non-judgment, seeing through the eyes of forgiveness, seeing through the eyes of gratitude and appreciation for everything. Paragraph 2, our love awaits us as we go to him and walks beside us, showing us the way. This is an interesting phrasing, our love. Our love awaits us as we go to him. This is almost romantic, right? Our love, my love, right? Our love. It's not anyone's love. It's all of our love, right? It's kind of reminiscent of maybe the Song of Songs in the Bible, right? Our love awaits us as we go to him and walks beside us, showing us the way. He fails in nothing. He the end we seek, and he the means by which we go to him. He the end, when this is something that Jesus has said before, that it is both the means and the end, right? There's love. Let's put it this way. There's love with a little L, and there's love with a big L. Love with a little L is the means. Love with a big L is the end. When you get to the end, you are in love, right? But you have to practice being loving, which is what you are anyway. It's natural to be loving, but we have forgotten to be loving because we have become conditioned to be unloving. And that is something that we have chosen, but we can unchoose it. We can undo that choice. So love is both the means and the end, right? We have to be loving to get to love. But for the Course, it's not necessarily about being loving. It's about forgiveness. It's about letting go of the judgment, right? That's how we are loving, by letting go of the judgment, and then we can really understand what love is, right? Because to say that we are loving is to say that we know what love is, and we do, in a way, we do know what love is, but it's by letting go of the judgment and the conditioned way of seeing that has been very dark. Then we can rest again in the light of love. Anyway, hope this is helpful. I don't know if I'm going to do the song. Maybe we could just do a very short version of the song. See, I got some confirmation from the gecko right there. So our love awaits us, showing us the way. Our love awaits us as we go to him. Right? That's the Holy Spirit too, right? It walks beside us, or Christ or the Holy Spirit walking beside us, showing us the way, failing in nothing. He the end we seek, and he the means by which we go to him. This is also talking about the Holy Spirit, that the Holy Spirit is the end we seek, and the Holy Spirit is also the means by which we go, right? The Holy Spirit really is, it's a voice for God, but it's also, in a sense, it's not different than God, right? The Holy Spirit is not different. Christ is not different than God. The Son of God is not different from God. All these terms are really one and the same. They take different forms because they serve different purposes. We need them on this side of the veil. We need them because they really fulfill certain purposes in our mind, right? They're symbols in our mind that help us. I wanted to mention one other thing, which is I've also been a yoga teacher, and I've emphasized to my yoga students that yoga is both the means and the end, right? Yoga means union. Yoga is the goal, but you do yoga to get to yoga, right? Yoga is the means by which you get to yoga. And this is what the Course is saying as well, the exact same thing. That you need to do the practice to get to what it is, right? Anyway, enough words. Darkness was I, look upon the light. Father, our eyes are opening at last. Your holy word awaits us as our sight is finally restored and we can see. Our love awaits us as we go to him and walks beside us, showing us the way. He fails in nothing. He the end we seek, and he the means by which we go to him. Where darkness was, I look upon light. Father, our eyes are open right. Yeah. I came up with this way to end the other day, and I forgot what it was. Yeah. All right. Forgive, rinse, repeat. See you tomorrow.